Many people do not know that a simple 1965 Washington quarter from the United States can be worth big money. Some very rare 1965 quarters have sold for $1,000, $3,000, even up to $8,000 when they have special errors or are made from the wrong metal. This is why so many collectors search their change every day. A normal 25-cent coin may look common, but the rare ones are worth real cash. In this video we look at the history of the 1965 quarter, the errors, and the best signs to search for so you do not miss a good coin. Each coin has its own market value, history, and design. Leave them as they are written. The 1965 Washington quarter is important because this was the first year the United States stopped using silver in the quarter. Before 1965, quarters were made from 90% silver. But in the early 1960s, people began to save silver coins, melt them, and keep the silver as the price went higher. The U.S. Mint worried that there would not be enough coins in circulation. Because of this, the Mint changed the metal in 1965. The silver was removed, and a new metal mix of copper and nickel was used instead. This new mix is also called clad metal. It is lighter and not as shiny as silver. Even though the metal changed, the basic design stayed the same. On the front of the coin you can see the head of George Washington, the word liberty over the top, the words "I in God we trust" on the left side, and the year 1965 at the bottom. On the back of the coin there is a bald eagle with wide wings. The eagle is sitting on a group of arrows, and below the arrows are olive branches. Around the eagle are the words United States of America and quarter dollar. Both sides look normal, but the rare value comes from how the coin was made and what metal it was struck on. The Mint produced millions of 1965 quarters, and most of them are only worth face value. But a very small number were struck on leftover silver blanks from 1964. These silver planchets should have been used only for 1964 quarters, but a few stayed in the machines during the switch to the new metal. When the presses made 1965 quarters on these old silver blanks, they created a rare error that collectors now want very badly. A real 1965 silver quarter can be worth thousands of dollars because only a tiny number exist. One of the best ways to check if a 1965 quarter is silver is to look at the edge of the coin. Normal 1965 clad quarters show a clear copper color in the middle of the edge. But a silver quarter looks the same color all the way around. It will not show any copper. The weight is also different. A normal 1965 clad quarter weighs about 5.67 grams. A silver quarter weighs about 6.25 grams. The weight is one of the strongest proofs. If you have a 1965 quarter that weighs about 6.25 grams, you may have a very rare and very valuable coin. Some 1965 quarters were also struck on the wrong type of planchet. These off-metal strikes can show strange colors or shapes. A few were even struck on planchets meant for other countries. These mistakes are hard to find but can be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars because collectors love error coins. When a coin is struck on the wrong metal, it often looks slightly different in color, sound, or thickness. Even one small change from normal can mean big value. Another type of error in 1965 quarters is the double strike. This happens when the coin is hit by the press more than once. The second hit may shift a little, making the design look doubled or stretched. You might see two dates on the coin or a second outline of Washington's face. On the back you might see two eagles or a wing shape that looks pushed out. Some double-struck coins can sell for $200 to more than $1,000 if the error is clear and sharp. There are also off-center strikes. These happen when the blank metal is not placed correctly under the die when the coin is made. Part of the design may be missing or moved to one side. Off-center errors can be small or large. The bigger the shift, the higher the value. Some off-center 1965 quarters can reach $300 to $600 or more depending on how dramatic the mistake is. Even without errors, some 1965 quarters can bring good value if they are in extremely clean condition. A coin that looks almost brand new, with no scratches and no wear, is called a high-grade coin. These coins may have sharp lines in Washington's hair, bright shine, and smooth flat areas with no marks. Grading companies give these coins numbers like MS65, MS66, MS67, or even higher. A very high-grade 1965 quarter can sell for more than $100 or even over $500, and the highest examples can go over $1,000. This is because most 1965 quarters were used in daily life, so perfect ones are very rare. To check your own 1965 quarter, you can follow simple steps. First, always look at the edge to see if copper is visible. If not, you may have something rare. Then check the weight if you can. A small digital scale is useful and very cheap. Look at both sides of the coin in bright light. Search for anything that looks strange. Look for doubling, missing parts, odd shapes, or a tilt in the design. Also check if the coin looks unusually sharp, bright, or super clean. Any of these signs can mean extra value. Collectors often send rare coins to grading companies to confirm value and protect the coin. Professional grading makes buyers more confident, and it can raise the price if the coin receives a high grade. If you think your 1965 quarter might be rare or made of silver, it is smart to get it checked. The market value of the 1965 quarter depends on what type you have. A normal one is worth 25 cents. A high-grade one can be worth $50 to $500. A strong error can be worth $200 to more than $1,500. And a silver planchet 1965 quarter is the best of all. These rare coins have sold for $5,000, $6,000, even up to $8,000 in some sales. This is why people search their change so carefully. A small coin can bring big value when it has the right features.